zou Charlie was en she is hier MANS RIFS. Music is in me since childhood. My grandfather was a musician, and then of course also what I collect from street, and we are a very colorful musical society in Panama. And then also in the church, very strong connection with the music, where my mom used to took me when I was a child. I am relatively very new in guitar, because I started to play guitar no longer than 15 years ago, when actually my wife bought me the first guitar, and she believed that I could make some songs, you know, and I started to be connected with it. I have a previous connection with music as an enthusiast, as a singer. Also, I was singing like rap and some progressive music in other formats, but not as a guitarist, never connected with the instrument. I have a very good friend in my childhood for a while, and I was always observing how good this guy played, you know, and how very talented musician he is. And so we were singing, making duo together, and we traveled together to Argentina to make the first kind of album of us. And the situation was very nice, but the thing is that we ended fighting, you know, because the guy was honestly a very perfectionist person, you know, super. I was in that moment like, I want to live the life, you know. And, you know, you're living in Buenos Aires, amazing place, like very bohemian, and, you know, drugs, night, you know. I was like very deep there, and the guy told me like, you are one of the most, actually you are one of the most untalented persons I know. So you may waste my time. But what he told me inspired me to be a musician, because he told me like, you are nobody, you know, you don't have talent. And I was like, yo, like, so I had this very strong input of how the guitarist is, you know, how to live as a guitarist, but never enough courage to be myself, the guitarist, you know. Then I met my wife, and then she said, like, you are a musician, you know. Why you don't compose your songs like when you did with this guy? And then I started to take the guitar in that moment. I think that the first connection with a music instrument for me was, as I think happened to most of the people, it was through the drums. You know, it's like you get so amazed of the. And the drummer was like the superstar in the church, you know, and there was a young guy, a friend of mine, and it's like, wow, he's the rock star in the church, like, playing. And so the first impression that I want to be a drummer, but then, yeah, there is no chemistry there. You try, but there's no chemistry, and then you start to explore, you know. Guitar comes also in the openness of the communication. When in Panama we start to have a lot of videos and possibility to check through network channels music from America, and then it start to come, you know, the rock stars, you know, Van Halen and all of these from the 80s that start to inspire all the kids like me, like, wow, guitarists, you know. And then in the church, one friend of mine arrived from the countryside, and so kind of virtuous guy that started to play the guitar and turns to be my best friend in the future. And this was strong inspiration, like, wow, guitar is an amazing instrument. But yes, it took time to then solidify the connection. I found in the guitar, or in the music specific, but of course, guitar, where I can express. It's exactly that. I found expression, feeling myself and feeling sounds. And I think that is the beautiful bridge of the guitar that allow me to connecting with any specific figures of music or some riff or some melodies, and you stay there. But this is the beautiness that you go deeper, and I feel that it is like everything in the life. The most you experience it and the most you dive in, the most you find, let's say, the taste in it. People think that a guitarist should be actually a virtuoso. Like, you are a guitarist, you are a virtuoso. You are a guitarist, you are somebody. That is like probably a wish where to go. But in a sense, guitarist is somebody that have a possibility to create a melody and transmit it through the instrument. So I think that since the perspective of a very perfectionist and dedicated musician, I am very lazy and take the instruments in a way that is a pure joy to myself, That is a beautiful and huge gift of many, Myself, I am more organically flowing with the instrument and me, without the pressure to be the greatest. I have more routine to drink coffee probably or make exercise than to take the guitar, but because it happened like in a specific moments of the day that I want to do this. But guitar is something that comes in any moment during every day. But it comes in the moment, in a specific moment that I feel the freedom and the space for that, then it comes and it stays for 2-3 hours. Lately, I really enjoy a lot poetry of other people. My wife is a very good writer, and first songs were most of them her poems or the inspiration of something that I wrote while we were like exchanging letters or things like this. And then lyrics take me to understand how the melody can be. There are some moments that I am just playing a riff, and the riff or something is so nice that I feel the inspiration then to bring with something. Lately, even don't bring letters or lyrics, it's just sounds. Now I like to work more with ambient music, Rarely I work in the composition of other people. I don't have some specific theoretical skills, like to work in composition with others. But I can work in my own structure and composition and then share with others, and then others can make the mathematics on it, and write it and all the things. This is how I connect with many beautiful musicians here in Latvia. Really, I have no connection so much with radio. I have no connection even with Spotify or this. So I have no this input of music. Usually music that I listen is connected with some channels of YouTube and some share from some other musician friend that sent to me. And in this lack, let's say, of input, I miss a lot of amazing musicians, I miss a lot of amazing music that is happening there now, a lot of beautiful, amazing. So that suddenly I catch something like, wow, amazing. But then classically, yes, I am from the school of 90s, like Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, or Franz Zappa. Always something that were in minor or remind me some deepness about the music, like serious stuff. But today I'm very open. Yes, for myself it's very hard to categorize me in a box because I never made enough effort to be categorized as a jazz musician or as a blues musician. No, I never did enough to be there. Probably sounds a little bit, sometimes very folk, sometimes, or very, very ambient. Like most of the time I'm playing meditative and mantras, I'm playing a lot with a musician from India. In some way that puts us in world music from or Turkey or from Armenia or from Colombia or from world music. Sometimes find the box is very good to improve and to grow. What is to be a good musician is, I think, it's a very beautiful combination of hard technical work, but also a very deep and conscious, heartful connection with the life, and with the experience. And then you put this together and then you will be called a good musician, most probably. And even you are playing 3 accords. And also, like, if you go just to the countryside of my country in Panama, where the first academic of music is, I think, 10 years ago, start. But they have a tradition of playing some kind of very strange form of guitar. We call it mejorana. And they make this very nice trovador music. And for them, the understanding of who is a good guitarist is another world. It's more connected with how he really dedicates all what he is. And then it's very funny because sometimes they have to work very hard in the fields. So there's not enough time to sit in the house, but they have a catalyzer that makes them go quickly. And this is a bottle of a specific alcohol that they made there. They drink it and they turn to be totally mystically connected with the instrument. Forget about you want to learn flamenco if you are not living with them. Forget. You need to dedicate all your life structurally in Riga city sitting that you don't have life, and you will be very sad, You will be like you are cutting the life just to learn something that these guys have fun all the time while they are learning this. They are drinking, having girls, enjoying their life and playing. To qualify you as a good musician because you play good flamenco, being born in Riga, it's like pass a test. But you are what you really live also. Like here, a very incredible jazz guitarist, in Latvia, in Riga. Very underrated guys that I know. They're very good. Yeah, Egil Sulaiman, this guy is very good guitarist, and he is this beautiful combination of, he knows techniques, but he's also living, all the time, Then there are even these very organized, very good musicians like Matis Šudas or Janis Rungis, very good guitarist also. I have a lot of band members experience long ago. The last was like 5 years ago. I have a band named Atom here in Latvia. It was a very interesting project. You work in team, you work together, you put ideas together, and that can turn to be powerful. That also can turn to be a disaster, but that's the risk. And then when the band's members have a chemistry and a free flow of creativity, then amazing things emerge that fulfill everybody there. So it's a very, very nice feeling to create, co-create. When you are as a soloist, it's to be in your own universe, and be available to create from there. Sometimes turn selfish, egocentric, or as everything, I think it's very nice to have a doses of that, because you understand more your universe, you understand more what you are, and then in the moment that you have a chance to reconnect with others, you have a chance also to expand or to explore the lot that you are discovering from you now, and you can put it together maybe with others. I can't deny that it's so amazing then with my friend of the percussions come to play with me, then the spectrum is the other, the colors are the other. So it's beautiful always to share and it's very beautiful to be in your own. I remember when I was here, and for the first time I have a chance to see the choice concert of Latvia, this huge in Meža Park. And I see these 40, I don't know how many thousand people. They are singing together songs that they are deeply imprinted in their own, and as a society, and as a collective. And they are putting this together, and this is creating this huge amount for me in that moment of energy that bring you to very sensitive state, and not being Latvian, imagine being Latvian. So I start to understand, wow, how powerful is performance? How powerful is music? Music is a ritual. It's producing things in people, I don't take concert for granted, like, oh, one more night. No, it's whatever I am, this moment is a special moment because whatever is happening with them and with me, we are in one moment we'll put it together, And I remember being playing with a cover band in the old town in Latvia in one moment, people very drunk, and then these people are getting in party, and I remember those crazy nights coming after and say, thank you so much for creating this atmosphere. And it's like, it's true. You are creating the atmosphere. You turn to be a magician that create the atmosphere to those people turn to the ecstasies of happiness. Momentarily, whatever, but it is what is happening in the moment. So, and this is what's happening also for me today, nowadays. Like, no matter if there is 1,000 people, no matter if there is 20 people, the connection and the intention is the same. Bring us to a one vibe, where we can flow on it, where we can experience something. Yeah, my favorite feeling as a musician is when I found myself being through the music. I express what I have in a very sincerely way, and it reconnect with the others around and make a whole vibe of, let's say, of a whole pleasant vibe. What I want to achieve as a guitarist, to constantly keep being available to create with, to create with the guitar. At least completely opposite to see the guitar hanging in a place, Like, the goal is like to keep it near most of the time. Believe it that you can be an instrument yourself, it is very, very dramatically important. Because then you feel the confidence to explore and to accept and to release and eventually share, Making music actually is, yes, it's what's coming from you, but it's a compilation of all that is actually by your sense experiencing, So coming to the question about inspiration, I think everything have a potential possibility to inspire us around. So for me, make music is be available to translate all this beautiful information that comes in a simple language